can get this started.
Yeah, and first thing we want to do is get our agenda approved for tonight. So item number 1 is going to be approval of this agenda meeting, a March 17th agenda.
I'll move to approve.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Okay, that's been approved. Unanimous. Second is approval of the February 3rd, 2022 meeting minutes.
I never got a copy.
I'm sorry, go ahead, say that again.
I never got a copy. George said he was going to mail it out in a separate email, and I never received a copy of that.
Okay, I have to be honest and say I have not seen them either. So if that's the case, I'll say we'll have to defer. Item number 2 will be deferred until we review the minutes. Until able to review. I'm just making notes here. Okay.
You might want to check your emails. I do have a copy of that.
Okay, perfect. That's good that you do have one. I haven't had a chance to review that yet, and apparently Joe Jean hasn't either.
Where did you get it?
It was emailed to me on the 11th. Has everybody else CC'd on it?
Let me take a quick look to Justin, just to make sure. It was on the 11th?
Yeah. I came in 4:30.
And George sent those to you?
You know,
Yep.
I actually have it. I'm sorry. I didn't even notice I had it, but I do have that email.
All right, so then I'm going to just assume that I have it as well right now. If I'm on that list, then I should have it. There's no reason why I shouldn't have it. Then what we can do, have you read them, Justin? Have you get a chance to look at them yourself?
Yeah, I went over like a brief look. It seemed all right. I wasn't present for that meeting though.
Oh, okay. All right. So we still need to defer till Joe Jean and myself at least, and we should have Chad and Rich, assuming they were around, be available to take a look at that or listen to it, see it, read it, and give their approval as well. So currently we'll just defer until we're able to review. All in favor of that motion? Or anybody want to second that motion?
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor of deferring?
Aye.
Until we review? Okay, that's unanimous. Okay, John, you said we have 2 attendees here. Can you get the address?
12 Oak Crest.
Yes, Dave is here for 12 Oak Crest, which is, I think, first one up on the list.
Oh, 12, okay. And what is Charles here for?
Charles is observing. He's, yep. And we do have Kanu has joined as well. I'm presuming she's observing. Kanu, if you do have a property up for review and you want to jump in on that, just let us know either through chat or raise hand.
I thought she was here for 12 Oak. Oak.
Oh, Kanu is?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she does have her hand raised. Okay.
Okay. Well, since Charles is observing, then we'll start out with Tanya. We'll go ahead and take 12 Oak Ridge, or Oak Crest Circle. So we'll take item number 3, 12 Oak Crest Circle.
Okay. Dave, I've gone ahead and brought you over, and then I'm going to go ahead and bring Kanu over as. Oh, Dave is with it. Kanu, I'll go ahead and bring you over as well in case you have some input.
Yeah, I believe Dave is the architect.
Correct.
Hi, Dave. Thanks for taking the time to join us tonight.
Oh, of course.
Okay, Joe Jean, you're familiar with this one. So it's 12 Oak Crest Circle. Justin, I assume you had an opportunity to review this one?
Yeah.
I'll move to approve.
Okay. And we can start discussion on this. Anybody have any comments? I got a few. I need to turn the light on and I need to ask a couple questions. So Dave, I guess my first question for you would be, it's a quick one because I don't think it's an issue, was the height. We haven't changed the height elevation, is that correct?
That's correct. Actually, the roof of the new addition will be below the ridge of the main, the ridge of the main house.
Yes, that's okay, good. That's the way I looked at it. Let me just go through my questions, and I have a few. I meant to put these in order, so I have a couple notes because I'm not necessarily against the project at all. I just had notes that I wanted to have as comments and then some questions that I had as well. So let me see, item number 3. So I was curious about some of the items that were submitted as part of the submittal on here. One, we had an owner's agent authorization form. I wasn't clear why or sure why that was submitted. It might have just been accidental, erroneous thing to submit. And there's no agent listed on there.
Kanu is, she travels a lot on business, so she wanted to authorize me as her agent just for a purpose like this here where I can address the Sudden Valley Architecture Committee.
Got you. Okay, so that was your name to be on here was the intent, and that's for the county, for you to handle our stuff through the county. You're fine with us. Okay.
Okay.
The other question I had on here is there was something, a note on here that it said the trees are marked for removal and indicated. And then
We don't really plan on removing any trees. Where there's kind of a clearing in back of the house where we propose to put the addition. All the significant trees that are on that side of the property will remain.
okay, that was my understanding. It was a discrepancy and the box was checked that they were indicated for removal. I didn't see anything. And I also noticed that there was none scheduled to be removed. So I was curious, that box probably was just checked, erroneously again. I just wanted to make sure that we were okay.
And the existing trees are noted on the site plan with the note, existing trees to remain.
Okay, that's all I had on that checklist. Okay, are the property corners staked on this site?
I don't know if they all are. The ones on the downhill side are staked.
Yeah, because I saw the comment there, we are not going to affect, will not encroach into side, rear, or front setbacks. And I was wondering how that could be so determined if the property corners aren't actually staked or marked out.
One of the surveys that we had showed the location of the house relative to the property lines, and the new addition does not extend out any further than the existing house on the side of the house. And in terms of the rear footprint, we are more than 5 feet away by a good distance. So we didn't see that there was any real question that we were going to be meeting the setback requirements.
So Jane, Justin, did you guys have anything?
No, I have no questions.
It all looked very well planned out. I'm good.
Okay, one more question I have. Does the bottom floor, it has just that one door, correct?
Correct.
And that's just for getting out. That's not going to have a separate stairs or anything that's going up to the driveway or anything. It's not going to become a separate dwelling unit is what I want to find out.
Well, it is labeled as a ADU. The intent was to have it for family members should the need arise in the future.
Okay, but you submitted some paperwork in there. You're aware of our requirements that it cannot be it can be for family. It cannot be a separate rental. It can't be anything like that. I saw some paperwork that was signed to that acknowledgement.
Yes, that's the intent. It wasn't meant to be a rental. It was meant for family use. If there would be a relative in the future that would need housing.
Yeah, so my interpretation is as long as it's for family, that's one thing. If it becomes too easily rentable, a separate unit, that's not permitted here. So I just wanted to make that statement clear. And then I wanted a couple of comments taken down. Joe Jean made the the motion to approve. And I'm willing to second that with some comments. So I wanted to make some comments first and make sure we can get a second then on my comments. And my comments would be, obviously, the obvious: must obtain a county permit, tree permit if required and if needed. So as you're doing the work, you may end up deciding that you've injured some roots on a tree that might be closer than what you thought. And, you may need to come back and want to have that tree removed if needed. So just be cautious in digging and so forth. That was really, I want to make sure we keep, so John, make sure we keep the submitted documents that were submitted with this, acknowledging the fact that, it's not a separate unit for rental and so forth, that it is a family unit for downstairs for mom or dad or whatever, so be it. And light fixtures. There was no light fixtures. I saw them on the elevation, but I didn't see anything called out as far as light fixtures. So you're aware of our policy. It's got to be frosted, down light. It can't be anything with the light shining upwards. It has to be downward directed lighting, and we prefer frosted lens, frosted bulb, something like that.
Understood. Yeah, we didn't have a selection, so I didn't have anything specific to put in the documents, but we understand the regulation for the frosted glass and the downlighting.
Okay. Is everyone else okay with colors, everything else? Do we have any other issues with anything? Everything else looked okay to me as far as I was concerned. Just want to make sure everyone else is on board.
Everything's fine with me.
No issues here.
Okay, so we're going off Joe Jean's motion to approve. I've made the comments and I will second with those comments. All in favor of approval with the comments?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, it's unanimous. It's been approved.
Great. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you guys for your time. I appreciate you showing up tonight.
Certainly. Goodbye.
Okay, have a good night. Okay, that was item number 3. It's been approved with comments. Okay, on to item number 4 is 185A Polo Park Drive, Gate 13, exterior alteration request. This is getting new gutters, skylights, windows, and hardy plank siding, new roof, all new wonderful things. Anybody have any comments or discussion?
I'll move to approve.
Okay, I'll second. Justin, you have any comments or concerns?
Nope. Everything seems good.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's been approved unanimously. As submitted unanimously. Okay, item number 5, 17 Sandwick Court, exterior alteration request. This is a paint request. And I've got to be honest, I'm not good at paint. I don't like people put on there, oh, it's a similar house, the ACC, we pick house colors. We don't arbitrarily pick, we kind of pick and choose where a color might fit well. There's some pre-approved colors people can use everywhere, but when they fall outside of those lines, like she put 4 houses on here that are similar. I drove by 2 of them, and both of those ones I did not like, either one of them. Horrible references, and I would not choose this color. So I'm horrible at it. Now I showed my wife the same color in all fairness, and she's like, oh, it looks great. So it really is, it's so hard for me to do color. So I was hopefully going to leave that to you 2 guys.
I'm going to move to approve, but my comments are, first off, is this one of the colors that are on the approved list?
No.
Okay, does, like you say, I also looked at the two that were in gate one. Since I walked over to see this house, I looked at them on the way home, and none of them looked the same color.
Yes, I agree with that.
But yesterday I was wearing something that I thought was green for St. Patrick's Day, a day early, and the people I was with all thought it was blue. And I said, well, in different rooms of my house, that what I was wearing was either kind of a blue color or a green color. And it's kind of like summer's paint color. Every time I looked at it, kind of changed.
Yes. Yeah, it's a real tough one. Now, this color, oddly enough, my daughter just painted her kitchen cabinets a very similar color. And they, you know, with great time, they picked this out and they painted a few doors with it. And they're like, oh my God, it didn't come out at all like what they thought. So I was very concerned about this color because I'm not a fan of that color. And this isn't a beach, it's a lake. And I get the idea of trying to make it beachy, right? Because you're on the water. So I get that idea, but I'm just not a fan of the color. Now, on the plus side, her house is kind of hidden and it's down. And it's not necessarily, you know, it's not like right on top of other houses and visible. So I wanted to give her some slack that way too, because we can approve colors that as long as we think they can blend in and look aesthetically pleasing in that area. So I thought, you know, it's a hard one for me, like I said. So
I was having a house painted in California once, and the painter put some on it. And evidently, he didn't like it very much, so he stopped painting it until I got home from work. And he asked me what I thought about it. I said, oh, God, you know, who picked that color out? And when I had my Sudden Valley house painted, I actually got little cans at Sherwin-Williams and painted them in different places of the house, and just to see what they looked like. And then when the ACC came and looked at it, they were really glad to see that. And they actually picked the same one I liked, which was kind of lucky. But sometimes maybe we should suggest that people do that. And it would be interesting to see, I mean, who can tell what that looks like, you know, that, and what it's going to look like in a house. But like you say, if Summer liked it, I'm sure that if she doesn't like it, she'll come back with a new request to change it. But anyways, I think it would be nice if we could suggest to people they paint some samples, because on my walk, I actually saw two houses that had paint samples on the house. And I said, oh, I wonder if they were approved before I was on the ACC, or whether they're going to turn in a request. But that makes it so much easier.
Hopefully, you know who did that too? Rich Bailey. So he did a paint request last year, and he did the same thing. So he put the same two different colors on his house. You got to go out and look at them, and you really got a good idea. And you know, before someone painted a house a color that may not turn out well, you think they might want to just do what you said, grab a little quart or, you know, a pint or something and throw it on a couple planks here or there and kind of get an idea how it's going to look. All that being said, though, it sounds like we're going to let her go.
You, Justin, are you
I'm like the polar opposite of Keith, and I'm super lenient with the paints. So like, as long as it's not like just horribly sticking out, I'm good with it. Light blue is fine. I have no problems.
Yeah. Well, and me too with light blue. So that's the concern. I'm not sure this is going to turn out light blue. That's the problem. But I think, like Joe Jean said, I think Summer would, if she painted it and it came out something hideous, she would end up. It would end up being something different. See, I ended up seeing this color of this top on this pin right here on my computer screen on this envelope deal is blue. This top is actually like a turquoise green color, like a really green color, but on my screen it looks blue. So that's what I'm worried about, that the house is going to end up like a turquoise green and not blue.
Well, you know, it kind of resembled the other two houses I looked at, the one on Windward and on Fairway Lane. And I didn't particularly like it on either one of those houses either.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah.
And some lady was walking by when I was looking at the one on Fairway Lane, and I said, what do you think about that kind of color? And I showed her my page and I said, do you think that looks like this color? And, we both, who knows?
Yeah. All right, so then what I'm hearing, it sounds like it's been approved. 2-1, because I'm going to abstain on that one. So that's been approved by majority, 2-1. And that was a motion to approve by Joe Jean and a second by Justin, correct?
Yep.
I want to make sure I had that. Okay. You say it should be since I abstained, but okay, I want to make sure. So that gets approved by majority. Okay, on to item number 6, 17. Item number 6, 4 Fairway Lane. Gate number 1, exterior alteration request. It's a exterior generator. Any comments or questions on that one?
Well, I'll move to approve. And I noticed the gas line is on one side of the building and the generator is going to be on the other side of the building.
Correct.
And does the gas pipe go under the floor of the garage, or does it go through the garage?
Yeah, my understanding, yeah, I say my understanding because I was going to make a comment actually, if there is any pipe exposed, that it be painted to match the house. But the way I looked at that, the way I would run that would be from the gas meter up and then over the top of the garage and inside the garage. So you'll never see it. It'd be in the top of the garage or the ceiling of the garage and then out the other side of the wall. And then down the wall is how I would do it. I had that question myself when I was out there and I was going to call the guy or lady and I did not do that. But I made the comment on here that I would want any exposed gas line to be painted best match existing paint, to blend in, hide it, cover it.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I was just curious about how the gas line is going to get over there.
Yeah, that was the only way I saw that working economically was to run it that way.
Yeah.
Was to do it that way. And then the only other comment I had was county permits are required. So, just make sure it's conditioned on employing the county required permits.
One would think that who's ever installing it would know. When I had my generator installed, you had a gas company and the electric people look at it.
Yeah, and it looks like it's bearing heating and air, so I'm sure they know they got to pull a permit, so I'm sure they're going to do it correct. So I will second that with those comments.
I approve.
Any other comments or issues, Justin?
Nope.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so that's unanimous. Okay. Any other discussion? Keep in mind, we're still being recorded.
I'd like to bring up 25 Windward Drive, the people that want to build the deck in front. And they were asking what the status of the request was. And I told them I thought it was deferred.
That was my understanding. We had deferred it until we received we were receiving further information about exactly what they were doing, how far they were coming out. I have my notes somewhere on that. We also had question about how far they were coming down into the setback. I know that was an issue. Yeah, so we had that issue. And I forget, I think Rich or Chad or someone had a question about the deck, and I thought they were going to get back all three of those things to us, but I got an email today. So that's a lady, Melissa, was that correct?
I don't recall her name.
Yeah, I got some email today saying, oh, it's already been resolved with George, and I'm
Oh, yeah, I got that too. And I thought that was kind of funny because, and is George not here today?
that's my understanding is he had some issue come up, so he had to take off this week for the last few days.
Yeah, well, I guess the question then is if it's resolved, was it approved? Or
Well,
did
we didn't approve it, so yeah, I'm not sure. I'll follow up with George or Dan or somebody. 25 Windward Drive deferred, but email now says approved, or email says resolved. Yeah, I was curious. I'm not sure what was resolved or not, but okay, I'll find out. I'll follow up on that one. And then that's all we have on this agenda to talk about, unless you guys have anything else.
No, I don't.
Okay, so let's go ahead and adjourn the meeting. So we'll adjourn the meeting at 6:30.